Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. I wanted to make this video yesterday, but life takes place, and so now here I am today. And I know there's no explanation that is necessary, so let's just continue on. Yesterday was the 1010 gateway, or portal, whatever it is you want to call it. It is when we have successfully merged the Alpha and the Omega. And so, I have been grateful to receive so much. And in order for us to truly reach the Alpha and Omega, let's discuss what is actually happening here. The Bible and God says that the breath is highly significant here. The breath signifies the Holy Spirit, okay? And this is why our expression, our word expression, is so significant in us receiving the Holy Spirit. For about 3 days, ending yesterday, I was experiencing kind of bloating, a bloating sensation, not uncomfortable, but I felt this pressure in the base of my spine, in the back of my spine, all the way up to mid-back, where the solar plexus is, in back and in front. The breath must rise. And in my previous video, I spoke about what has to take place with the Tantian, or the 3 cauldrons. We have to be able to bring that extreme fire from our heart into the womb, where water can mix, the fire and water mix and creates steam, gas. A lot of people have been, again, feeling lots of bloat in the lower region, but also as if their head is about to explode. You're going to feel these types of sensations all the way through your process from time to time, because the Spirit is always attempting to manifest. Until we get to a certain aspect of when everything begins to align, the doorway will open. Love here. Love is the key. Now, before I begin, or before I continue on, I want to really express something here. The difference between doing the work just because, we have many ways of completing this pathway, many ways to get the job done. We can do things or take things within this reality, whether it is us taking substance to calm the mind, and I'm talking about, whether it's smoking pot or taking other things that are available in this reality to make us see things or get there quicker. Okay, those are, again, temporary things that if you are not continuously using a substance, it will stop. And I mentioned about taking the 12 cell salts. If you stop taking the 12 cell salts, what's going to happen? That's why everything in this reality is temporary. God speaks about that. There's nothing in this reality that's going to give you the Holy Spirit. Love always will. So you can take and do anything that you want in this reality to get you to the path, or what you think is the path. Now, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning of my path, I've read about and done research about taking, minerals and vitamins. And this is the beginning of my health journey, okay? I took all kinds of supplements to make myself become more stable or to purify my body, like giving myself a detox. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with trying to detox your body or, doing what you feel is necessary to make you feel good. I realize, though, here I am, I'm spending so much money on temporary fixes. And that if I stop buying this stuff, what's going to happen? I'm going to go back to feeling the way that I was. Just like when I was really sick, or I thought I was sick and listened to the medical community. I took medicine either to make myself feel better or to suppress or to stop certain conditions. And when I stopped, I had to wean myself off of those things because, one, I wasn't feeling good when I was taking those medications, whether it were my pain pills or muscle relaxers, my antidepressants, heartburn medications, all of that junk made me feel bad. It was a quick fix. I don't feel good, here I am. I'm going to take something. It's going to temporarily make me feel good or forget that I am feeling bad, or I'm not getting to the root of the problem here. There's a root to the problem. And when we get to the root of all problems, the truth is revealed and you can feel better. God promises that when we choose love, we shall have everlasting life. God is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. What is the beginning and the end? The breath. When we are born, they slap us on the bottom and we begin to breathe on our own. And when we die, the breath is the last thing that escapes from our body. Now, our spirit is eternal and always survives. It never dies. It is our physical form that just changes or goes back to the earth. So what is happening here? Oh, and I've gotten off topic now. What I'm trying to say about this pathway is that love is going to get you there. If you stop allowing the ego, because the ego is what is trying to trick you into saying, take this, do that, so you can get there quicker. That's the ego. You have to decide, though. This is your path. You are your own judge of character. And you are going to hopefully realize what's true and what's not. Love is going to say, you know what, let's settle down. Let's stop this overactive mind telling me that I have to have this right now. It might take longer for me to get there, but it's going to be done correctly. Because Spirit wants us to truly see ourselves. To be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? You have a lot of junk going on in your mind that is creating that unnecessary emotion, that is making you talk bad about things, that's making you act wrong, which is making you go against your spirit, your higher self, and therefore all of Source. Being patient, having faith, trusting in your path, and choosing love continuously is going to get you there. And I'm becoming very emotional. I can't tell you what to do about your path. The information I give you is a suggestion that allows you to make your own input. In the tree of life, the tree of knowledge contains the tree of good and the tree of evil for a reason. The path of ego takes you against the Holy Spirit. You will not witness the Holy Spirit. You might think, because the ego is playing tricks on you, that you are seeing angels, that you are seeing God, because that's what the ego does. It lies. Love, however, is going to make you take a step back and say, oh, really look at yourself. And ask, why do you want to take this now? Why do you feel it's necessary? And and really making you dissect your own thoughts and your own emotions and expressions and actions. And love is going to make you choose correctly. Love is what allows the elements to become completely balanced within you, to the point that it's clearing a pathway for the true breath. Now, what has to happen here? What has to happen, and what is taking us here to this 1010 gateway that's bringing us to Source? And we're not done yet, though. We're not done. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just slow down and be patient. You have to accumulate all 12 cell salts, and don't allow the ego to work here against you. As long as you are choosing love, you are going to accumulate the 12 cell salts. Love. Love. Love is going to always guide you. And this is not about abstinence. It's about love. This is not about meditation. It's about love. This is not about you, not about me. This is about love. Love. You have to be a person that can take meditation and work with it in your everyday life by choosing love. Meditation is now, again, not about you sitting in stillness all day long and emptying your mind. That is a practice that you have to create in the mind, the stillness of the mind, stillness of the heart, that allows you to see and witness your experiences. That is what meditation is, being able to be still throughout your daily life. Anybody, whether you are a monk or whatever it is, that is, again, a path that some choose. That, everybody is just there meditating all day long. And you know what? What are you learning? You're still thinking that you are in a meditative state and reaching higher states of consciousness. But is it true? Now, I can't tell that from another perspective because I'm not living that life. I know that love is true. Love is what brings the Holy Spirit to you. I know that meditation alone will not do it. I know that abstinence is not going to do it. You can accumulate the 12 cell salts by choosing to be abstinence. But if you're not in the center, if you're not in the center of love, you can't. It's false. There's false light, and then there's true light. And once you accumulate all 12 cell salts, it means that you have complete balance because you have centered yourself in love. You have gone through the stages. You have gone through the levels. You have passed initiations of selflessness. Because this journey is not about you. It's not about me as in a single form. It is about everything as a whole. So if you are thinking in terms of I need, I must have, I must do, you have to second guess yourself, or you have to ask yourself, why? Reflect. Why? Now, there is a difference between comforting yourself when you are, having symptoms and side effects. There's a difference. Are you loving yourself in this comfort? Now, if you are choosing to use the 12 cell salts again, let's just use that as an example because we have to accumulate these. And you are doing the practice of love on top of it all. Great. Great. Keep going. Keep going. You do what you have to do to give yourself comfort. But if you are not choosing love and think that, okay, I'm just going to take these pills and eventually I'm going to get there, you're wrong. You might develop a balance of chemicals inside, but you might not receive the Holy Spirit. The ego is very, very tricky. And there are, again, it's false light and true light. In the heart, love is really going to be your guide. So what's been going on is, for myself anyway, for the past 2 weeks, and I feel awesome today. Awesome. I have been dealing with lots of sneezing and again, really purifying my sinuses and my lungs. The breath. A lot of people are experiencing respiratory infections, sinus infections, headaches for a good month or so now, and the breath must rise. We are all going through the same thing. The difference is what you think about it, what you're doing about it, and if you have the secret to it all. The breath must be able to come to the root of your tree of life and down into all of your center. Now, when you accumulate the 12 cell salts, what does this mean? That you take those fruits. That's what they are. They're fruits. Every seed from your moon cycle is a fruit. The fruit that God speaks about, that you acquire, which also is about the 12 fruits of mentioned of the Holy Spirit. This awakens the 12 cranial nerves eventually. What happens is that those 12 fruits that you have accumulated are going to merge inside of the solar plexus or the solar sacrum and begin the process of creating the solar seed. That one seed. The solar plexus or the solar sacrum here acts, like I mentioned before, as the sun, our powerhouse. It's also where the Tantien is. That cauldron that collects everything so that you can use it and the elements can rise. So as the solar seed has been collecting within the solar plexus area or the solar sacrum, it is eventually going to be released. And it's going to go into the solar sacrum. The solar plexus is known as the house of bread, Bethlehem. And what does the Bible say? That you shall not live by bread alone, but by the word. So it's going to be released, enter into the base of your coccyx again, and you're going to probably feel a sense of vibration, high, intense vibration within the coccyx. And then it rises. It begins the process of activating the 12 cranial nerves. Now, by this time, the thymus gland is at its full activation. When all of this is fully activated, your thymus gland is going to turn into a diamond. A diamond. Depending on where you are in your journey or what your path is, there are many colors that can take place. I was actually given a diamond necklace. And from time to time, when I look down or I'm doing some work and I'm just looking down at my phone or some paperwork and writing, I can see it sparkling. And the thymus gland, when fully activated, is because the vagus nerve is complete. The vagus nerve runs from the skull or the brain all the way into the solar plexus, where the seeds, the fruit, are activated. The vagus nerve connects to every major center of our body, activating the thymus, opening the lungs, the kidneys, the heart. It activates and works with our immune system, the thymus gland. It activates our full immunity to health, the alpha, the omega, complete balance, life, the breath. The breath, the Holy Spirit opens the secret doorway the secret doorway where divine knowledge of self is realized. In the tomb. No, I have so much to talk about. So much. There is so much to be grateful for. Now, this doesn't mean that we are there yet. It doesn't mean that you have received the I Am Presence, the Holy Spirit within. It's still a process that we have just gotten through this doorway. We have just gotten through it. And even at this very moment of higher activation, if you are here, we can still fall. The ego is going to still begin at the higher activations especially, no matter where you are though, to try and make you slip and not receive what is true. We have to really stand firm and grounded in love. Now, let me give you an example here. I've been thinking there are so many examples and silly examples. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Someone ends up telling me a story about how they were driving, and I think I probably have, but I don't know. I thought about it again today as I was driving home. That they ended up looking in the rearview mirror and noticed that this person was just speeding up onto their bumper, and they knew that this person was going to try and eventually pass them and then get in front of them by cutting them off and then going. How many times have you been in that situation and you're aggravated? Like, why does this person have to be in such a rush and then get on my butt and try to make me feel, like their time is greater than mine, and then try and cut me off, and then what happens? You speed up, or you slow down first so they are on your bumper. Then you make it impossible for them to get to the next lane, and then you speed up and make it impossible for them to get in front of you, just to be a little butthole yourself. Get back at them. That is the ego saying, you know what? You are better than this person. The heart, and again, this is a silly example here. The heart is going to say, okay, I see this person coming up on me, and I know exactly what they're going to do. And I am just going to slow down. And I'm going to let them do what they have to do. I'm going to mind my own business and live my life according to my own heart. Let them have what they need to have. Now, we never realize or can never realize what is going through someone's mind at any given moment. Ego is going to say, let me get back at you. Let me do this to you. And the heart is going to say, you know what? I'm going to put myself into your shoes. I'm going to say, maybe you're going through a hard time. Maybe there's someone you're trying to get to that's in a rush, that's having an emergency. And that's why you're speeding. Maybe you got the worst news of your life and you are upset. And I'm just going to let you go. And again, that's so silly, but we do it every day. Someone is doing it right now as I'm talking while they're in traffic. Yesterday I did a grocery pickup. And I was supposed to go about 3 o'clock yesterday. I usually get a 15-minute heads up saying your groceries are ready. I hadn't gotten anything. And I was like, oh gosh. And then I looked at my app. I'm like, well, now it's telling me I can't come pick up my order until like 5 or 6 tonight. Well, I could have festered in anger because I was not about to go about 6 o'clock. Or, I could have just sat there and waited. I ended up calling and saying, you know what, I don't know what's happening. I haven't gotten a notification, and I'm supposed to be there about 3. Can you just give me the details? Yeah, we're really backed up today, is what they said, but your order should be here. It should be ready by the time you get here. Well, I went ahead and went, and I still waited 40 minutes. My old self would have been so ticked off because I waited. I called to make sure that everything was okay. I could have rescheduled it for, today's pickup and not worried about it at all yesterday. I sat there patiently, and I knew, of course, they're backed up. I'm sure I was told wrong, but it's okay. Every day we have a choice, to get upset about what someone says, to get upset about what someone does to us, to get upset about what someone doesn't do for us, or we can just let it be. What others do, or what's happening in this reality, is always about others. What we think, what we do, what we talk about is about ourselves. When you focus on doing what is right in love for yourself, everything is yours. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And something that, please forgive me here. Something that I want you to, because towards this cycle here, we're at the higher activations. It's mentioned in the Bible about the 4 beasts. The 4 beasts also corresponds with the magnum opus, or the philosopher's stone. The philosopher's stone is going to have stages or colors that it goes through of purification. We'll have black, white, orange, and red. They also stand for the 4 horses in Revelations, but they also stand for the 4 beasts: the lion, the eagle, the man, the ox. They also stand for Yod, He, Vav, He. And so I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope to continue this video, I guess maybe tomorrow, as I receive more information. But I wanted to get this video to you guys, and I hope that it helps in your greater understanding and helps you to really understand and learn more about the ego versus spirit, and helps you to more easily choose love in your life so that you can have your greatest experience, but most importantly, truly be connected to Source. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to life. Take care.